All right, for more on Temu, and Dan Ye, the CEO of CollegeNode Tech Expert, joins us. Hey, Dan. I've been reading about this over the past several weeks, the Super Bowl ad, but even before the Super Bowl ad, it was becoming a thing, and you see the ads online if you go to YouTube or whatever your social media source is. It's become a thing. What led to this being now a word we're familiar with when maybe a month ago we would have never talked about this?
Well, low price, and low price, right? When I first looked at Temu, I didn't actually think it was a legitimate site because the prices are just too low to be believable. But sure enough, it's true. So you actually get what you ordered, and I didn't see that many quality issues. So I'm kind of becoming a convert of this app.
I've talked to some factory owners who, they make products for certain brands. But at the same time, a lot of factory owners have become smarter and smarter, and they say, well, I could have my own brand, or what we consider white labeling, so they could make a similar pair of headphones or an item that doesn't have the branded logo that maybe another company might have, and they can sell it for much, much cheaper, right? So the question is, how do we know what the quality of these products are? And if you buy something, there's a customer service aspect of it as well, right? Like, how do I return it if this is not the item that I actually want?
Yeah, so that is the primary issue Temu has to struggle with, I think, in the foreseeable future. So far, the quality I've seen are pretty good. They have a policy in which if the product is defective, the factory has to reimburse the customer and Temu at 5 times the price. So this penalty is aimed at guaranteeing that there will be high quality. So, but quality and logistics are definitely going to be the primary challenge going forward.
We know from Amazon, and we've talked to people who are experts in the Amazon business model, and where they struggle oftentimes is not the products itself, but really the cost of getting the product from point A to point B, which is their warehouse, and to point C, which is your front door. The logistical cost is very, very expensive. In fact, sometimes it's more than the cost of the item itself. Amazon has yet to figure this out. How has Temu figured this out to get it to your front door as cheap as they say it is? In some cases, it's free shipping.
Well, Amazon's model is that if I order, let's say, socks from Amazon warehouse near where I live, arrive in front of my door in 1 day, I pay a pretty hefty price for that expediency. Whereas for Temu, the socks will get to me from China. I won't receive it for about 2 weeks. But the logistic cost, relatively speaking, is much, much lower. So I tested this myself. I bought 5 pair of socks on Temu for $169. I couldn't believe the price. Whereas the same socks on Amazon cost about twice as much. And the quality is the same. So again, I'm becoming a convert.
Who does this take business away from? Because at the end of the day, you can only wear so many pairs of socks. So we'll use the Amazon as an example. Is this ultimately potentially a Amazon killer, at least in this particular category?
Not all products on Amazon can be replaced by Temu, but a lot of the low margin products could. And Amazon's mantra is to cut out the middleman, right? The customer will directly buy. Whereas Temu is threatening to cut out Amazon at this case, in which connecting the customer with the factory directly. So Amazon is ignoring Temu at its own peril. And I don't think Amazon sort of get the memo yet at this moment. But as Temu grow faster and faster, I'm pretty sure Amazon will start feeling the heat in the next year or two.
And I don't want to leave out Target, Walmart, and the millions of companies that are on Shopify and different platforms. I mean, why couldn't they duplicate the Temu model? I mean, they can buy things, for example, from Alibaba, ship it to your house, and then you can ship other products. I mean, there's 10 different ways of doing it. Well, couldn't Target and Walmart, or you and I, we could buy a bunch of stuff and sell it online too, couldn't we, for the same price?
It's very difficult because Temu is a Chinese company, and their logistic relationship in China is what differentiates them from let's say Target, they can actually have access to the factory, do the quality check on the ground in China before sending the product to the United States. Whereas that will be very, very difficult for someone like Target to do, given that they are not on the ground, in China with the factories. So, even though the idea sounds simple, replicating it will be quite difficult.
Very quickly, what's next for the company? What's the next big thing for them?
Well, right now, two things. One, they have to make sure the customer that they acquire stick around, which means that they have to guarantee the quality of the product. And number two, they have to eventually get to profitability. They spend a huge amount of money during Super Bowl. They, operating at a loss.
Minor detail, Dan. I apologize, we're out of time. We're going to have more on this later, but really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Next.